So, thank you, Anna. And a good opener there, Tony. Thank you for that. So, we've been talking about it a lot. Everyone's talking about being at a crossroads at the moment, new opportunities. Well, I'm quite old, and I've been at a lot of crossroads, and they look very similar to this one. Every time we have a new government, every time we have a new policy, a new incentive scheme, some new data, people say we're at a new crossroads. They try and reinvent the wheel. They try and restart the clock. Well, I've got a little book here. You won't see it on the camera. Professor David Bellamy, OBE, 84 in 2 weeks' time, so happy birthday, David. He wrote this book called Conflicts in the Countryside, The New Battle for Britain in 2005. He could have written it today, actually. So we're 13 years on, and most of the things mentioned in the book are still relevant today. He saw it coming. So I want to share with you just a couple of passages in the book. We'll come to more detail in the debate. This is just to put some context, I think, for what we should discuss. In the foreword, there was a statement from His Royal Highness Prince Philip. In 2002, he organised a meeting to do what Tony just described, get people together, get collaboration, let's work forward. His challenge was, and I'll read it fully, that the frequently inappropriate subsidies have held much of the blame for species decline, but the greatest problem is the mounting intolerance and the lack of trust between those in the debate. This has to change. 13 years on and we're still at that place. There's too much confrontation, antagonism, too little cooperation. You know, we're not looking at the whole picture. We know what to do. Chapter 1, here we go. Answering the challenge, restoring the balance. This is an older book. We're still here. Some words for you. We've heard them yesterday and today. Pollinators, resilience, agri-environment, adaptability, land sharing, winter bird food, sustainability, consumer choice from James, quite interesting, cost of production, soil health, and from yesterday, natural capital, robots, zip wires, and catapults. Those of you who were there yesterday know what I mean. These are all words that describe issues and activities that affect this balance between profitable food production and a healthy farmed environment, and it is a balance. So how we manage them and how we adopt them and how we share them, it influences very strongly all of our license to operate. So that's individuals as farmers, companies like BASF, but as an industry as a whole, we have a license to operate and we need to protect that. The next bit, the final bit, and then we can go on, is chapter 7, called Down on the Farm. So, statements of, we need to work together more. We need to be clear on our shared balance. You know, and there's some great examples in this book. Organisations like FWAG, those of you in the industry will know this. FWAG, GWCT, LEAF, RSPB, NFU. Great individuals like Marek Nowakowski. Those of you know him. He's a passionate man who, after 13 years in this book, some of them are still in this room, we're still going. We're still sharing best practice, training, adapting, enthusing. At the peak of agri-environment scheme uptake in about 2013, in the scheme before the one we have now, there was about 136,000 hectares of specific land in options that deliver the resources for birds and pollinators, soil, water, a load of other things in that whole system approach. We probably have around 80,000 now and going down fast. And by 2024, excuse me, it was a date mentioned yesterday, we're probably going to be much less than that as agreements naturally come to an end and people make a choice about how they do stuff. That's in schemes. We mustn't forget and undervalue stuff that farmers do off their own back and other people. They have habitats on the farm that are delivering that the value of it isn't really recognised. It was recognised in work that the NFU did with the Campaign for Farmed Environment. Massive uptake, good recognition, work together, collaborate. So we know what to do. Sorry, I feel like an author here. I forgot your book as well. I'll get it signed later. Habitat creation, management for pollinators. How we do it is in here. We don't need to do lots of more research on how to do it. Marek and CH, Centre for Ecology and Hydrology, the answers are out there. So right option, right place, right scale, right management, right quality. Every bit helps. Final bit from me. So Dave Brailsford, so we all followed the Olympics and the Olympic cycling team. He's given us the marginal gain idea. So every 1%, every 2%, 5%. We've got the tools, and that's interesting, that's a penalty. We have the opportunities. Really, can we just get on with it? Thank you. Oh, hello.